Hey, you doing alright? I'm East Coast Pete, welcome to my show. Today we're going to talk about BURZUM. This is a Norwegian Varg Vikernes in 91. There are no live performances to show you. But this guy's highly influential in black metal circles. He's no one-trick pony. Varg has indulged in dark ambient and neo-folk. BURZUM means darkness in orc speech. Varg was into Tolkien. The lyrics are taken from Norse folklore and fantasy and do not reflect the political views Varg has become widely known for. Vikernes was found guilty for the murder of Mayhem guitarist Øystein Euronymous Arseth, and arson of 3 churches also. Varg was imprisoned from 94 to 2009, where he recorded 2 dark albums of synthesizer music. Varg's first band was Kalishnikov, who changed to Urakai after the Lord of the Rings bad guys. He also played guitar for Old Funeral, and that's this, in case you were wondering. Old Funeral. So, Mayhem's Arseth signed Burkham to Deathlike Silence Productions. This is a new label he put together. And Varg, under the pseudonym Count Grishnak, began a debut LP to be recorded with the worst possible recording quality. And this was kind of a thing in Norwegian black metal back in the early 90s. When I just, sound as rough as possible. I'm pretty sure that they accomplished that, So, why did Varg kill Euronymous? There are many theories. Vikernes used self-defense during his trial, but there were some owed royalties, because BURZUM was signed with Euronymous' label. If you owe royalties, you should just pay them. Keep it tied up in court. So, royalties or no, murder was stabbing, by the way. It was by stabbing with a knife rather than a dagger. It happened in 93, and Euronymous had plotted to stun Varg, this is before the murder, with an electroshock weapon, tie him up and torture him on videotape. But this was just talk. Still, Varg carried a knife just in case. Euronymous professed Satanism. He was known for misanthropic statements, as in shooting off your mouth. Euronymous was a suspect in the departure of his roommate, Dead, who's also the bass player in Mayhem and vocalist. That was ruled a suicide. suicide by shotgun. It's not an easy way to go. Euronymous had found the body, immediately went out and bought a disposable camera to photograph the body, which was pretty bloody. And then he called the police. Euronymous claimed that Dead killed himself because black metal had become commercial and trendy. I don't know if that's true. Euronymous used Dead's suicide to promote Mayhem's evil image. He also fashioned skull fragments into necklaces to be given to musicians that he deemed worthy. Black metal has been given a push into Satanism by all of this. As Euronymous likes to point out, Mayhem needed another bassist singer, and Stian Occultus was recruited, but soon left after receiving a death threat from Euronymous. Yeah, so is it all just talk to sell records or what? It's pretty fucked up, man. Euronymous then opened a record shop which he named Helvete, which is Norwegian for hell. Norwegian metal artists would meet in the basement. Apparently he had a pretty big basement down there. And this was when Varg the Kernis made the scene. Death metal bands began to join and become black metal with the help of Euronymous, especially with the band's Emperor and Enslaved. Varg and Euronymous tried to outdo each other in being evil. In 1992, the Fantoft Stave Church was set aflame by arson. Varg was suspected but not convicted. Copycats across the country took leave to burn churches. Euronymous was also present at the destruction of Holmenkollen Chapel. He and Vargas were now seen as leaders of a militant, satanic, terrorist enclave. We thank the media for that. Norway's maximum penalty for any crime is 21 years in prison. Varg claimed self-defense, but it was proven later in court that the murder was premeditated. And Varg had disposed of his bloody shirt and garments in a nearby lake right after the stabbing occurred. So, oh well. More churches were torched during and after the trial. There was an eponymous album of Mayhem with Euronymous on guitar and Varg on bass. It was titled The Mysterious Dom Sathanas. It went in 94. More royalties for Varg to not get. Of course, the legend of all this has been augmented by repeated telling, as well as perhaps thousands of black metal bands whose albums have spread worldwide. It's a pretty big deal. Time passes. After 21 years in prison. Was he in for that long, or did he get let out for good behavior. I don't know. I gotta find that out. Well, anyway, Varg has claimed that he's not a Satanist, but an Odinist. He said that the Satanism was all a ploy to make the record shop infamous. Here's an announcement, people. A BURZUM album titled Den White Guden, which means the white god, but the title was changed to Belus, which also means white god. There would be a film portraying Varg's life, but Varg expressed contempt about it. The second new BURZUM album, Fallen, went in 2011. It was metal, but within a year, Varg would end BURZUM and take up new interests, namely ambient neo-folk music. Sounds kind of medieval, actually. Minimalist and hypnotic. He claimed that each of his older albums, as well as this new direction, were all meant as separate spells that he placed on humanity. Now, against all odds, Varg has announced a new BURZUM album to be released in March 2020. That's right. That's right now. The tentative title is Thulian Mysteries. You still think Aleister Crowley is all lost in the past? But you know, church burning really accomplishes nothing. Christianity is made stronger by grief. Is that what you meant? Is that what you wanted? Do as thou will. Under the Liber, the book of the law. Yes, you have to read it. It's in print. Well, that's the story, people. It's 2020 now, and spring. Crocuses are coming up. Sun shines warm on my face. And I'm sitting here in my den with metal music on my TV and sharing it with you. Now, I'm going to do a bunch more metal bands in my show now because you seem like you like them. So, anyway, hit like and share. It's only just a gesture. It's not that big a deal. You know, I'll try to find out some more about metal music. I hope you don't think I'm a poser. But you know what they say, if the foo shits, wear it. See you next time.